With practice, this will become a fluid motion, like this. Breathe for the victim. Give one slow breath about every 5 seconds. Watch the victim's chest to see that air goes in. It should rise gently with each breath. Here you can see the one-way valve working. It opens to let your breath in and closes when air escapes from the victim. This reduces the risk of disease transmission. If you suspect that the victim has injury to the head, neck, or back, use the two-handed jaw thrust to open the airway. Position the mask. Place your thumbs on either side of the mask and your fingers under the angles of the jaw. Seal the mask by pressing down with your thumbs. Without tilting the head back, lift the jaw with your fingers to open the airway. If your breaths won't go in, tilt the head back just enough to allow your breaths to go in. In some cases, you'll need to be positioned at the victim's side. A single rescuer doing CPR is one example. As before, position the mask over the mouth and nose. With your thumbs and index fingers, form a triangle over the mask. Apply even pressure around the entire mask to create an airtight seal. Place the second, third, and fourth fingers of one hand under the jaw. The palm of your other hand rests on the victim's forehead. Lift the jaw and tilt the head back to open the airway, and breathe for the victim. Leave the mask in place when you move to the chest for compressions. In review, to use a resuscitation mask, assemble the mask, position the mask, seal the mask and open the airway, and breathe for the victim. If you suspect an injury to the head, neck, or back, use the two-handed jaw thrust. If you are at the victim's side, modify your hand position.
A bag valve mask resuscitator, also called a BVM, is used for rescue breathing. They're commonly designed with 3 parts that can be easily assembled: a bag, a valve, and a mask. Other types are disposable and come with the valve already attached. To ensure that adequate ventilations are given, a BVM is most efficient when used by 2 rescuers. One to hold the mask in position, keeping the airway open, and one to squeeze the bag. Follow these basic steps. Assemble the BVM, position the mask, seal the mask and open the airway, and begin ventilations. To begin, assemble the BVM. Attach the valve to the bag. Then attach the mask to the valve. Next, position the mask. Place the mask so that it covers the victim's mouth and nose. Then, seal the mask and open the airway. The second rescuer then begins ventilations. Squeeze the bag smoothly until the victim's chest gently rises. Give one slow ventilation about every 5 seconds. Watch the victim's chest to make sure that air is going in. If a resuscitation mask is already in use when a BVM becomes available, the bag and valve can be attached directly to that mask without breaking the seal or closing the airway. In review, to use a bag valve resuscitation mask, assemble the BVM, position the mask, seal the mask and open the airway, and begin ventilations.
In order to deliver oxygen to a victim in respiratory distress, you must know how to prepare and operate oxygen equipment. The equipment you use will include an oxygen cylinder with green markings and a yellow diamond. These indicate that the cylinder contains oxygen. You will also need a pressure regulator with flow meter and gauges, and a delivery device, in this case a resuscitation mask. To prepare the equipment, check the cylinder, clear the valve, and attach the pressure regulator. To operate, open the cylinder one full turn. Check the pressure gauge. Attach the delivery device to the flow meter. Adjust the flow meter. Verify oxygen flow. And place the delivery device on the victim. To prepare the oxygen equipment, first, check the cylinder to make sure it is oxygen. Next, remove the protective covering and set aside the plastic gasket. Open the cylinder for 1 second to clear the valve and make sure there's oxygen in the tank. Next, put the plastic gasket back into the valve. Make sure that the regulator is marked Oxygen Pressure Regulator. Then, attach the pressure regulator, making sure that the 3 metal prongs are seated into the valve. Hand tighten the screw until the regulator is snug. To operate the oxygen equipment, open the cylinder 1 full turn. Check the pressure gauge to determine how much pressure is in the cylinder. Next, attach the delivery device to the flow meter using the plastic tubing. In this case, the delivery device is a resuscitation mask. Adjust the flow meter. Turn the knob to the desired flow rate. When using a resuscitation mask, the flow rate should be set at 6 or more liters per minute. Hold the delivery device close to your face to verify oxygen flow. Listen and feel to make sure oxygen is flowing. Finally, Place the delivery device on the victim. If the victim is conscious, you can have him hold the mask or use the elastic band to hold the mask in place. If the victim is not breathing, attach the one-way valve and give rescue breaths. To review, when preparing an oxygen cylinder for use, follow these steps. Check the cylinder, clear the valve, and attach the pressure regulator. To operate the oxygen cylinder, open the cylinder one full turn, check the pressure gauge, attach the delivery device to the flow meter, adjust the flow meter, verify oxygen flow, and place the delivery device on the victim.